Thanks, gentlemen, both of you, for being here with us. Joseph, Trump said today he's got almost $500 million in cash. His lawyers said a couple days ago, it's impossible, we'll never come up with it. What happened?
Hey, Elizabeth. Well, look, I think it's an understatement to say that Donald Trump is apt to hyperbole, but even very wealthy individuals don't have $500 million in cash lying around. So I would more likely tend to think his lawyer is more accurate. But either way, I mean, if Donald Trump can post that bond from cash, great for him. My concern is if he doesn't, and New York State actually carries through with its threat to start seizing and selling his properties, that should be scary to everyone, no matter what you think of Donald Trump, because that basically means the right to an appeal is illusory, because even if he wins, his properties have been sold in a fire sale, and you can't get those back.
Yeah. Shan, listen, today Trump also said on social media that just because he has $500 million in cash doesn't mean he's going to give it to, quote, a rogue and incompetent judge, and most notably said, quote, you can't take someone's money before they have a chance to appeal. Is he right?
No.
Yeah.
You can't take the money before he has to appeal. In order to appeal, he has to put up the money, or there has to be a bond, so that the state is ensured that they will get the money during the appeal. He's not sort of just putting things off, and there's interest that piles up on that as well. And I think the difference here, Elizabeth, is the scale is so massive. I mean, if this was just like a small collections item, few $100s, small claims, few $1,000s, we don't look at it this way. But because the scale is so large, everyone seems to feel very differently about it. But it's really the same rule of law that applies. I mean, if you've lost this judgment, in order to appeal it, you have to put up something in order to make sure that it'll get paid eventually.
And there isn't, Shan, any negotiation about, you know, it is what it is. You have to post nearly $500 million, or there's no negotiation about, okay, just put half that down. Because the fact of the matter is, appeals courts, if he's successful, appeals courts often reduce damages. And there is a good chance maybe this will be reduced on appeal if he wins.
Right. There's no negotiation in the sense of a business-type negotiation, but in the papers that his lawyers filed, I mean, that's basically what they're pressing for, is a negotiation. And I think the discrepancy that you see, I mean, one, as Joseph was saying, he's prone to hyperbole, but two, from a legal strategist standpoint, I mean, you want to throw everything out there. You want to, A, say, reduce it, it's too much. B, delay it, it's too much. C, it's altogether fine for me to do it for bankruptcy. All these things are sort of putting it off where he has to cough up as little money as possible. And even if they began to seize the assets, it's not an instantaneous thing. There'd still be time for him to be working on securing funding.
Joseph, does he have to, if he did find some way to come up with all this cash, does he have to reveal where he got it?
Not necessarily. I mean, I would hope that he gets it from legitimate sources. I mean, there's already been some speculation he might get it from Saudi Arabia or other places. But look, again, I'm going to just push back on one thing. I think this is excessively vindictive on behalf of the Attorney General. Trump's properties are in New York. They're not going anywhere. Impose a receiver, make sure he doesn't try to spin them off or leverage them or take out additional mortgages. I mean, and you have your assets there. So this threat of just, you have to go even further and liquidate them to force him to come up with the cash. Look, again, this is like forcing someone to sell their home in order to post bond for an appeal. And then if you win the appeal, your home is gone.
Right.
I mean, this should worry anybody regarding the power of the government to do this sort of thing, regardless of what you think about Donald Trump personally.
Yeah, and I have to admit, I mean, I've been seeing all sorts of people ask questions like, wow, Jared Kushner got $2 billion from the Saudis after working in the White House. Why can't he lend his father-in-law some money?
Well, I mean, he could. Again, you know, I hope it doesn't come to that. I hope for Donald Trump, who's got his hands full already, and let's say in a number of other legal cases, he doesn't make it worse for himself. But look, he's probably pretty desperate. I think we've all been focused on these criminal cases, but this civil case really cuts to the heart of Donald Trump, and it's probably what keeps him up at night more than the prospect of going to jail.
Shan, do you agree this is vindictive of Tish James?
No, absolutely not. Respectfully, very much disagree with it. I think they're just following the law. And also, one thing I'd push back on what Joseph is saying. They're not necessarily going to grab the properties and liquidate them, because that's probably the slowest process. I mean, they're also able to attach bank accounts, those sorts of investment accounts, anything that's not a retirement account. So there's actually more low-hanging fruit for them to go at rather than just liquidating the properties. And for one thing, of course, we know that the valuation of the properties is a little bit up in the air. It's probably why he has trouble getting a company or entity to loan him money based on the properties, because one, it's slow.
I think the valuation of the property, Shan, was what got him in trouble here in the first place. Joseph, thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.